We begin in a city where it constantly rains and darkness never ends, and tries to start an old car, but the engine won't work. He is alone in this empty place, so he leaves the car and looks for shelter and supplies. As he walks through wet, abandoned buildings, he finds a house that seems safe. Inside, strange noises break the silence. Bannon climbs the stairs to investigate and sees a huge figure in the distance, a Nephilim. This creature feels disturbing and unreal, like something that only exists when someone is watching it. In another window, an old man turns off his light, showing that it's better not to attract attention. Bannon keeps exploring the house and finds a dead body in one of the rooms. This person probably died the same way Bannon is trying to avoid. He kneels down, takes the gloves from the dead person and puts them on. Then he finds a weapon, looks at it quickly and puts it in his backpack. He seems to know he will need it later. He takes out a radio from his backpack and tries to talk to someone. But before he can speak, he hears a muffled metal sound from somewhere in the room. When he looks around, he finds another radio hidden under the bed. When he picks it up, he only hears static noise and broken voices, but no clear response. He continues exploring and walks through a narrow hallway where he sees a number written on the wall. Someone left it there on purpose. It looks like a radio frequency. He decides to test it and adjusts his radio to that frequency. He tries to make contact and speaks, hoping for an answer, but there is only silence. Bannon enters an old school that has been abandoned. In what used to be a party room, he finds traces of an old celebration. Flat balloons, fallen banners, and disco lights that are turned off. He turns on the lights with his flashlight, trying to create a party atmosphere, but only uncomfortable silence follows. He smiles briefly and tries to find some relief from the chaos. But when he shines his light into a dark corner, he sees a woman standing perfectly still. The shock makes him fall down, but when he gets up and searches the room, he finds no one. The feeling of being watched grows stronger, and the tension increases. He goes up to the second floor and hears a voice on the radio. The tension is strong, but he quickly responds and asks who is on the other side. The voice sounds rough and unclear and introduces itself as Demian. The man on the radio starts asking suspicious questions. Bannon, who has very little energy left, confirms that he has been alone for days, maybe weeks. The man becomes more careful and tells Bannon that there are dangerous people in the streets and that he prefers to avoid contact. But he was the one who left the frequencies written on the walls. He speaks quickly without giving many details, but mentions that he is hiding in a nearby building. The communication suddenly cuts off, leaving Bannon with more questions than answers. Demian explains that he heard suspicious sounds, screams and gunshots, so he decided to hide until everything became calm. Bannon asks what kind of sounds they were, but Demian says he heard screams and gunfire too. When Bannon asks for his location, the transmission cuts off suddenly. Alone again, Bannon sits down, takes out his phone, and looks at photos and audio recordings of his wife and daughter. While watching a video of his little girl, he looks to the side and sees a man who seems to be a younger version of himself. Outside, he manages to collect some rainwater. He smells the bottle, trying to decide whether to drink it or not.